This is Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi-Vision for
Oh.
August 8th. I know your picture isn't there. I'm trying to fix it as I'm talking.
Okay.
For our new episode, where we're going to talk about Wednesday, called Nevermore Outcasts. For some reason, when I duplicated the layout to fix this for Wednesday, which I had fun making, Scarlet's picture did not show up, and I don't know why. Wait, I do know why. I know why it didn't work. Give me 1 second. Let me put it back. Press. Okay, now where was it though? Hold on, it was looking for Fandom. Okay, I had moved a folder on my hard drive because I ran out of room, so that's why. So it's in this folder somewhere. Let's see. No. Crap. That is Lori's picture. That is not your picture. Well, shit. Here it is. I found it. I'll crop it. It'll work. I'll just have to crop it.
That's fine.
So everybody give me a minute with my technical
We're professionals here.
Yes, we're professionals here. I didn't even realize it was missing. I didn't even think to say anything. I didn't see it. There we go. There, good enough. There we go.
Yeah. Thank
and
you.
I know it's kind of hard to
I feel like
names.
a real person now, even though that isn't even.
I feel like a real person. Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you, Samuel, for at least stopping by. I'm going to put the Discord here in the chat. If you're not a member of our Discord for Sci-Fi-Vision, please make sure that you join, because you can get all of our watch parties there, as well as the schedules for all of these shows, so you know when they're on. Tomorrow at 11, well, 9:30 is the watch party, but tomorrow at 11 Eastern, we have our revival show, which is going to be a double episode I have with Lori. And then I can't believe it's Friday already. And then Sunday, we have, of course, the Institute that is at 11 on Sunday night. We have a watch party when it drops on Saturday night. So yeah, please make sure you check all that out so you know our schedule. And don't forget that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, we have special guest from the Institute, Jason Diaz, who plays Tony on the show, coming on, so you can ask him your questions. But for now, we're going to do Wednesday. And yeah, now I'm going to be staring at her too. Now that you said that, I'm staring at her.
She's mesmerizing. I feel like we should call her Thursday. I feel like we should call her Thursday and thing on her shoulder object. So it's like Thursday and object.
So it's like a fake version. Is that your point? Well, I like
copyright issues.
No, I like it. I made it with my own local install, so it worked pretty good. I think it looks cool. But I had fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the tie too. The tie is nice. Little like shoestring tie.
Yeah, it's a little different than on the show, but I couldn't do it exactly. So, and we have our raven at the top there. All right. Well, welcome everybody.
There seems to be a lot of ravens in the shows that you cover, Jamie. Like other ravens. Salmon raven.
Not
from ravens.
I like ravens, so it works out. But yeah, everybody, this is our new weekly show. Like I was about to say, starting next week will be at 11 rather than 1 a.m. So it'll be a little bit earlier, and we'll have the watch parties for Wednesday at 9:30 on Thursdays, rather than everything being screwed up for this week. But we at least we're able to fit it in this week. But before we start the discussion for the new episode, we're going to do, Scarlet's going to do, because she's been awesome and wrote it out, is going to do a quick recap of season 1. Let me get up the right photo here. And there we go. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, your Nancy Reagan picture. Okay, so let's start with talking a bit about, I got to open Discord so I have all the pictures, about the season 1. I will try to move through the photos as she talks. I'm the one doing the photos, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, but we're going to try.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, and this one is called Wednesday's Child's Full of Woe.
It's full of woe. There's a familiar woeful, use of the word woe throughout all these titles, which I kind of find fun. Maybe other people don't, but I do.
I do. I think it's cool.
Okay, episode 1, Wednesday's Child is full of woe. Okay, this starts out with Wednesday and Pugsley going to school at Nancy Reagan High School, which I find funny. That's Nancy Reagan High School. There's a bust of Nancy Reagan in the hallway. Pugsley is getting bullied. Ta-da. Wednesday decides to get even with the bullies that are on the swim team by putting piranhas in the pool. So, this gets her expelled from high school, obviously, and she gets to go to Nevermore Academy, where her parents fell in love when they were there, Gomez and Morticia, but you wonder why they didn't actually just put her there anyway, because they both went there.
Yes, and they're outcasts, which is why our thing says Nevermore Outcasts. Yeah. That's what they're called. They're
outcasts there. And then Wednesday meets Principal Weems, and her roommate. She's placed with the roommate Enid, who is a werewolf that hasn't wolfed out yet. And then let's see, her parents think that she'll get in trouble at the academy, so they send her Thing to watch over her. To her surprise, and she's settling the school. Meanwhile, the police find a body in the woods, and they think Nevermore is connected with it. And along the way, she meets other characters like Bianca. Well, okay.
I'll go to
that part. Okay, another thing about for Wednesday here in the first. One thing about Wednesday Addams is that she's never really gotten visions before in any of her, incarnations until this show. So she has visions when she touches certain things, and she's been shown an accident where a truck hits a car and someone dies. And these visions seem to come to her at random.
Yes.
So what's the next picture? The next picture is part of the vision with the apples. The truck hits the car. Oh, that's the end.
Okay, wait, sorry. I'm doing it through Discord. Okay, so these are some of the people's students. Bianca, okay. You said that before.
And then there's this monster, which is the other point of the first season. It's all set up. She has these visions.
Am I in the wrong place? I don't see one of a monster. I'm looking.
Oh, okay. It looks like a typical Tim Burton monster. She has this image of fire. She has to go see a therapist because of her expulsion from high school.
Yes. Sorry, some of these they're not coming up in order, so I'm just going by what is clicking.
In the first episode, she meets Tyler, who becomes part of the triangle between her and Xavier, and he works at a cafe, and Xavier also works at the same cafe, so that's kind of weird.
Yes. All right. There's Tyler again.
And he meets up with Wednesday at a carnival, and then Rowan, her other friend, is out at the carnival, and she gets a vision of him being chased by a monster. So she goes and explores him, but he thinks that she is going to do evil to the school because he found a picture of her. So he uses his, Institute TK powers and throws her up against this tree. Yeah. And as Wednesday's trying to explain to him about how she doesn't know what's going on with it either, then the monster comes and attacks Rowan and supposedly kills him.
Yeah, there's the monster. I think that's the last one you have.
And that's Bianca, who's kind of like her nemesis. And in the first episode, Enid shows her all the different classes of outcasts. There's fangs who are vampires, werewolves who are furs. My favorite one is the stoners. Well, Bianca, she gets in she's doing
the gargoyles.
She's doing fencing with Wednesday in this picture, and she wins by cutting her on the head. And then Roland's behind her, and she meets Roland there.
So you're looking at it. Are you looking at it on YouTube? Because you're behind what I'm clicking.
Oh, I am. I've always told you 5 minutes behind in StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because my clock says 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to keep up with what you're on, but we're out of episode 2 photos anyway. So
but Bianca's here, right? Bianca's the photo. Yeah, She is one of the sirens, who they call the scales, because they have the fangs that are vampires, the furs that are werewolves, the scales that are sirens, and sirens can beckon call people and have those powers, and the stoners that are like basically Medusas, they have snakes on their heads. And I think stoners pretty funny that they call them stoners.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And they have to put towels up when they're in the bathroom when they take a shower, or else they like stone themselves.
It must not last very long, though, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess
they come back from it.
I see. I called them gargoyles. I guess they're not gargoyles. They're, I forget what they're called.
Stoners.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I mean like in mythology. Okay.
Yeah, like a Medusa, like a Gorgon. Yeah, Gorgon.
Gorgon, that's what it is, Gorgons.
Yeah.
Are you ready for episode 2, or is that?
Yes. See, okay. That went real quick.
Yes, it went quick. Let me find episode 2 now. It's down there. Okay.
Okay, so episode 2 is called "Woe is the Loneliest Number," a play on "One is the Loneliest Number," I'm assuming, by Three Dog Night.
Yeah.
Roland supposedly died in the last episode, but people see him alive at school. Wednesday tries to talk to him, but he's expelled from school. We learn that Roland isn't really Roland here, because Roland walks into the bathroom on his way to getting bus out of town, and he turns into this man. And then this man shapeshifts into Principal Weems.
Okay, wait, next is
all the time thing is following him and trying to figure out what's going on. But Thing loses the scent because the man comes out of the bathroom and he doesn't know it's somebody different. And then we find out that the principal is a shapeshifter.
Oh, there's more Thing.
So that's a guy, and they call it shapeshifts between the man and Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah. All right.
And then Wednesday tries to find evidence. She has a vision of the book that Miss Thornhill. I don't know if you have a picture of Christina Ricci. Well, this is a really cool thing where Xavier is an artist, and he actually makes the spider come to life.
Oh wait, there's
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, that's Miss Thornhill.
So Miss Thornhill teaches like plant life and poisons and things, and Xavier has a skill of making art come alive, which I thought you love spiders, so I'd love to take a picture of that for you. And he's trying to impress Wednesday with his art skills, as you do.
Yes.
And the start of the triangle between like Xavier and Wednesday and Tyler starts emerging. And so she has a vision of a book that Miss Thornhill says belongs to the Nightshade Society, but the Nightshade Society apparently doesn't exist anymore. And what's the next picture?
I was gonna say, you got to tell me when you're ready for me to move to the next section.
Well, there is the Poe Cup plot line.
Well, I think this is about the bees. Is the next one you have?
Yeah, I guess.
They're not. That's why I said they're not coming up in order. I can.
Okay, well, the last part of this episode is that they have the Poe Cup, which their boats are racing, which I have some pictures of. And what's cool about this, Jamie, is that each of the boats are named after a different Edgar Allan Poe story. It's called the Poe Cup. So they're the Black Cats. And then there's another one that's the Gold Bug, which is the Siren group. And then they have another one that's like the Red Death, and it has a Red Jester. And I think all those are pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that is cool. I remember that.
So they do the Poe Cup. And there's a siren that's underneath the water messing with their boats. And then I do believe that Wednesday's boat has some kind of poles sticking out the side that kind of damage the siren's boat once they learn that they're like messing and they're kind of cheating. They kind of cheat back.
Mm-hmm.
I like this picture of them dressed as Black Cats. Her and Enigma.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then they end up winning the competition, and they're excited. And I just like
Now
this picture because it looks like Gwendolyn Christie's like 1.5 feet taller than Jen Ortega's.
she probably is.
So big. She's such a tall woman.
She is.
So they're talking about winning the trophy, and then Miss Thornhill. There's a picture. I saw a picture of her, but I don't know if I took it. That had her with the trophy and everything. So she goes to.
I don't think. Go ahead. I'm looking.
Oh, the picture of Poe is good.
Okay.
So at the end of it, because she had the vision of the book that belonged to the Nightshade Society, she decides to do some investigating, and she goes up to the Poe statue. And there should be another one. There's a
book.
There's a book with a puzzle, and as she solves each of the puzzles, she writes down.
It melts in the sun. Something and never found. I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Well, each of them are a riddle, and she writes down each of the words from a riddle into a list. So there should be a picture of that.
Yeah, her phone.
Like a little list with things circled.
Yeah.
And then it says basically snap twice because of Adam's family.
Yeah. That's cute. I like that.
Yeah,
I
that's cute,
that.
isn't it?
Yes, very.
So she snaps her fingers twice, and I think what you would enjoy is the Poe statue's raven actually moves its wings.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There's the Poe statue.
So the raven's wings come down, and it moves backwards, and I could not get a shot of it moving backwards to save my life.
It's okay. So then she heads down.
She walks down into the basement, and she's looking, and she finds the book. Well, she sees a picture of her parents.
Yeah.
And then she finds a Nightshade book, and she opens it up, and there's the page torn out that Rowan had where she looked like she was like a demon or something fighting this other guy. And before she can turn around, she's hoodwinked by some people and captured.
But you can't see because it's so dark. It just looks black.
But you can't see. Well, yeah, it's a black sheet.
Like I can tell what it is. You can't see on the screen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, basically. And that's the end of episode 2.
Okay, so then we go back up and scroll back up to episode 3. All right.
Yeah, she'll be kidnapped.
Guys, I'm doing the best I can, not being the one who's reading it and then not being in order.
Okay, and then this one, I was going to say chapter 3. You might as well say chapter 3. Friend or woe, like friend or foe.
Yes.
Wednesday's kidnapped by a whole bunch of people who look like they're in a cult, but they're actually the Nightshade Society. Bianca decided to kidnap Wednesday and her friends, and even though it's secret, the headmistress knows about the Nightshade Society. And after talking, they let her go. They actually want her to join, but she doesn't want to join, and then she leaves with the book.
It's a cool picture.
She puts the book back together.
All right.
She puts the scene back together so she can see what she's dealing with there in the context of the book. And then at school, Wednesday is made to volunteer, which she doesn't want to do. And there's Pilgrim World, but she doesn't. She
kind of like Williamsburg, maybe, from what I remember.
Well, you know, all this kind of thing reminds me of Addams Family Values when they did the summer camp, but then they did the Thanksgiving play. This reminds me a lot of that.
Right.
You know, where Puzzley's dressed as the chicken and he's like, eat me, and there's a song.
No.
Eat me, I'm a turkey.
I don't even
We'll have to watch Addams Family Values sometime.
No, I don't know if I've even seen them all. I mean, I've seen some of them, but I don't know if I've seen
that one's probably like the best one. But they're made to volunteer. So Enid is supposed to volunteer at Pilgrim World, and Wednesday's supposed to volunteer at this kind of weird kind of cabinet of curiosity store called Uriah's Heap. So she decides to trade. She wants to trade with Enid, and Enid's like, I don't want to. And she's like, but that guy that you like is also going to be in the store. And she's like, okay, I'm going to go. So she's made to volunteer at Pilgrim World. She's met by this lady who's explaining Pilgrim World to her. It's one of the shots I could get without subtitles on it.
It's okay. The subtitles are all underneath anyway. Nobody's seeing them, so there's the
And
ye
some
olde
of them,
fudgery.
but then when I played it again, they were right in the middle of the thing. So
Oh,
she has
okay.
a volunteer ye old fudgery.
That's why I said this is kind of like Williamsburg. I remember.
Yeah.
There's
And she has to give out fudge, but then she talks a long story about like the suffering of the indigenous people and how fudge wasn't even invented to 1852, but to enjoy the fudge, and like it doesn't have anything to do with like people suffering.
There we go. There's
but then
more.
nobody wants to eat the fudge because after she like told the story, they were like, no, they didn't want to have any fudge.
Yeah.
So she
Fudge
goes.
is good.
She.
I still want fudge.
So Eugene and her break into this museum that's in Pilgrim World, and she sees a picture of this girl who looks a lot like her. And then she finds out that in the book that her name's Goody Adams. And then along the line, she has a vision of a fire. I don't know if I have pictures of the vision.
I was gonna say these are out of order again because that's
okay. This is Enid and Uriah's Heap, which is this kind of really cool story. It has a lot of taxidermy because I like taxidermy. And this woman that comes up with a taxidermy brush, and she's like, "Here, brush these." Like, I don't know if you have a picture of her. But she comes up, and she's like, "You get to brush all these animals with the little brushes. That's your job." But she's into them, so she's cool with it.
Yeah.
But the next one she found, like Wednesday Addams found a map.
Yep, there's the map. Come here. My dog's walking around my office and is can't see where she's going. She's trying to find her way out. Come here. Come over here. Sorry, I got her. Go ahead. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're at the map. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and she was in the cafe talking to Tyler about it. She needs to find a cave. The cave will come up later.
Okay. This is.
This is her vision. She has this vision.
Sorry.
That's
I clicked
okay.
off. Go ahead.
She has a vision of all these people basically locking Goody Adams and a bunch of other people they think are outcasts, witch, burn the witch kind of thing. And they lock them in a barn and they set it on fire.
Yes. There's a few pictures of that. There's the fire. Yeah. And there's Goody. It's okay. All right, there's Goody. And sorry, I'm trying to was giving her the dog back because it's like she gets lost. She can't. Poor thing can't see.
Yeah, that's what you said. She can't see very well.
No, yeah. So she's all around my office trying to find her way out. I couldn't. She's out now. She got her. Okay, so there's Goody. Sorry, and then what?
She basically has this whole vision of Goody, basically trying to free her mom, but she couldn't free her mom or anybody else, so they just told her to leave. Try to get out of the fire, and she got out, and that's how her vision ends, basically.
All right. And then there she is with Thing. I think this
so she sees. So basically, she sees a monster, and then she runs into Xavier. There might be a picture of that.
There.
Who thinks Roland is really dead. And they talk about that because basically they tried to cover it up. The principal tried to cover it up by shape-shifting into him and then expelling him, so that wouldn't be like a bad stroke against the academy, as you do.
Yes. All right.
And now we have the big exciting ceremony that they're going to have for the statue, which is basically Joseph Crackstone. And who was the evil man? Who was the guy who was standing outside that place that just burnt? He just lit a bunch of people on fire, so he's not a great guy. But yeah, he gets a statue. So Wednesday has a plot with Thing here that she's going to play cello, and Thing is going to light a match. And they've stuffed this statue with a bunch of stuff that'll burn.
There it goes.
And it comically goes through all the stuff and goes around all these people, and all these people are reacting to it, and then it goes up to the statue. And it bursts into flames.
Bursts into flames. All right.
Because she does not like Joseph Crackstone and what he stands for.
Yes. Right.
And
It's at the
then
end of
there's, yeah, this is a good picture too.
it is. It is. Okay. So that. Oh no, wait. There's some more. Again, some of these are out of order. I think is why, because this is the same episode, and you're, I think, done with these. So I don't know.
Well, that was when that was in the first episode where the Roland pushed a gargoyle out to like hit her because she thought she was evil, and Xavier saved her. Kind of a meet cute.
Okay. And there's Enid. Okay, so that was from a different episode then. Okay,
Yeah,
well that one was out of
Enid
order.
got upset at Wednesday, and when she gets upset, or she gets like amorous, her claws come out.
Yeah.
As
All
they
right.
do.
Well, here's episode 4. Yeah, as they do.
Well, the end of episode 3 was that there was a homeless man attacked by a monster. And then the same monster for the first episode, the weird looking monster that's in the first episode. And then Miss Thornhill, you see her walking down to where the Poe statue is and snapping twice at it. And then she realizes that Wednesday found the book. And then when the homeless man was attacked by a monster, the camera like took a bunch of photos, and then the sheriff in town brings the camera and develops the prints, and then they find Roland's picture, but then they find the monster, images of the monster.
This is not that yet, is it?
No,
I'm too far ahead,
this
ain't
is
I?
episode 4.
Oh, I thought you were already on episode 4. Okay, sorry.
No, I wasn't done with episode 3.
Oh, okay.
I had some pictures of the homeless man, but who knows where those went? And I had pictures.
Well, I thought that was the
camera
homeless man.
prints.
But that's episode 4, so I don't know.
Yeah, there were some pictures like the camera kept taking photos, and then they developed them like old school, like in a developing baths, which I liked.
Mm.
So you slowly see the monster's face develop in the, the chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's perfect because when they always do that, it's like a perfect framed monster face,
Yeah.
Okay, so episode 4 is "Whoa, What a Night," like the song "Oh, What a Night," like September back in '63. Okay, and at the beginning of this episode, Wednesday and Thing break into a coroner's office. They hide when the sheriff shows up. They learn the monster is cutting off body parts, but they don't know why. Wednesday, and there's an interesting thing with the coroner, is that he that's the foot. The main reason I took this photo is that there's a foot, because it's taking body parts and there's a foot. And I figured that made sense. But the coroner finds Wednesday in the drawer because she like lays down in one of the drawers. But he thinks she's dead, so he closes the door. It's a bit.
Yeah, she's not dead.
So
Captain's a full rigger. You've been dead a while. Clearly not.
Yeah, basically.
It's not a very good coroner if he thinks that.
Like even when he shuts it and things still in there, she's like, I want to lay in here for a little bit longer.
That's funny.
So what's the next picture after these?
Hold on. I lost the arrow. The skeleton.
Oh, there's thing with coming out of the skeleton's head, which I thought was funny.
Okay. And then there's more at the morgue.
She just wants to chill out.
Okay, and then here's the murder board.
So she has her own like little did you call it murder board?
Yeah, it's murder board.
Murder board.
Except it's all red and black and white and red. That's weird.
Well, it's because she's allergic to color, except for red, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And black and white.
So she photoshopped the color out of everything, I guess.
Well, she's a classicist, so it's probably this black and white. She's probably just Xerox everything black and white.
Right, but there's red. I don't know. Okay, and
it goes with the aesthetic of her room.
Okay, so there's the murder board. What's next?
What's the next picture?
Thornhill.
Oh, they have a lot of like classroom scenes with Christina Ricci. I think it's to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give her screen time.
Yeah, that too. And then this is drawings of a monster.
So Wednesday goes to where the monster attacked Roland and finds this studio and goes into the studio and finds these monster drawings. And then after she finds the monster drawings, Xavier comes out and basically says that that they're basically for self-therapy through trauma, and every once in a while something he draws comes to life, like the spider. So they wonder if the monster didn't come from the drawings and come to life.
Okay.
But she keeps asking questions. So he's like, doesn't really want to talk about it. And then she basically asks him to the dance as kind of a cover up, the Raven dance, which is rave apostrophe N for some reason.
Be Raven.
So she kind of defers this whole thing by asking him to the dance, even though she doesn't really want to ask him to dance. It's just a deference to get away from the situation.
Okay.
So she goes to the sheriff and shows him the drawings of the monsters.
Next thing it's showing up is her talking to the therapist. Oh, there's the sheriff.
Oh, the therapist just keeps showing up, so she's kind of shady. She, like, anytime she's, like, it just seems like she's just there, like Wednesday somewhere, and she shows up. Like, she was looking at this dress that she wants to wear at the dance at Ariah's heap, and she just happens to show up, and she's like, oh, that's a great dress. She just keeps on, like, showing up mysteriously around where Wednesday is out in the outside world.
Yeah. What was a good dress, though? Okay, so she talks to the sheriff.
Yeah, she shows him this picture of the monster. And for some reason, he's just like, well, I don't, this is a good try because you drew this picture or whatever. And he doesn't completely believe her, which seems weird because he just developed this picture of a monster. What can you do? I just took a picture of the vampires because they look cool. They're always like wearing sunglasses. Even when this girl works at Pilgrim World, she has sunglasses on. Because she's a vampire.
That's what they do. And there's another picture of the murder board and more drawings.
Yeah, she took some drawings. I think that was why she just kind of asked Xavier to go to the dance, because she took these drawings without his permission.
She doesn't want to get
kind of wanted to squirrel them out of there.
I see. All right, and then there's a tunnel or a cave.
And there's a cave. Like, Eugene sees a pattern in their murder board that makes a cave, that points to a cave, and they find a broken claw there. And she runs a DNA test on it, because I guess she just has the ability to do that. And then she goes to get a blood-soaked napkin of Xavier's to match the DNA of the claw, because she thinks Xavier's the monster. Xavier catches her trying to get the napkin. Oh, this is where he explains it. He explains his paintings are cathartic but come alive.
Okay.
So that's where they find that out.
Okay, and then we have the dance.
Tyler shows up and takes Wendy to the dance because Thing. Okay, get this. Tyler shows up and is going to take Wednesday to the dance because Thing wrote a letter saying that she wanted to go with him to the dance.
Oh, okay. Wait, Tyler's that guy.
Tyler's the guy with the shorter hair that works at the cafe. Xavier's the guy with the longer hair that works at the cafe.
Got it.
So at the dance, see,
we've been over half an hour on this recap.
What?
I said we've been over a half an hour on the recap.
Okay, I can go faster.
No, that's okay. I'm just letting you know we've been over half an hour.
Well, Tyler is a normie, what they call normal people, and Xavier is a stoner. That's also how I can distinguish them apart.
Yeah.
So at the dance, they discover Weems had a crush on Gomez, and the dance is very, has a lot of things going on. They discover Weems had a crush on Gomez and all that drama, and then Tyler admits to bullying Xavier, which Wednesday does not like.
Yeah.
And then Enid went to the dance with Lucas to make Ajax jealous, which is the guy that was doing the volunteer work in the store. And she's trying to get him to, like, you know. But Lucas and his boys are actually going to plan a practical joke on them eventually. Wednesday does her dance to Goo Goo Muck by the Cramps, which I like. It's very iconic, if you remember this one.
Yes, I remember that.
So you can go through all those photos.
Okay. They're dancing.
I was going to take, because I was thinking you could just take these photos and use them or something.
Yeah. All right. And then we're at the end of that group.
Yeah. And then
there's Enid.
Everybody's having a great time. And what happens when everybody has a great time? Something bad. And this guy keeps looking at Wednesday, and Bianca's like, please stop looking at her. Not cool.
Well, he likes her. Okay. And then I forget what they were there for.
Oh, they're there to put the blood rain in. They have a truck, and they have this hose they're going to put into the sprinkler system that's going to drop red paint on everybody.
So it's like Carrie.
Yeah, it's like Carrie, but Wednesday points out after she licks her finger that it isn't pig's blood.
It's human blood. Okay. Forgot about that. It goes from this to the cave. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to.
Well, Eugene is at the cave while everybody else is at the dance.
Oh, okay.
And he's watching the cave, and somebody comes in and like throws like a torch in the cave, and he keeps looking, and then pretty much the monster starts following him.
Okay. And the rest is at the dance, so.
Yeah, I like the vampire. That was.
Whoops. I clicked. Yeah. What's it
say? Bloodsuckers.
McBloodsuckers. That's funny. All right. And then there's some more of those kids that did it.
Yeah, and Enid liked Lucas, and she's like, "Why are you guys doing this?" Because they're basically normies, and they want to get back on the outcasts, so they make it rain blood on them.
Okay.
And meanwhile, Wednesday gets a vision of Eugene being attacked, so she runs. There is a pretty cool picture of her running in the woods. I don't know if you can really see her running in the woods.
I think that was that. Yeah. That's her running.
So she's running to Eugene to help him. But when she finds him, it's too late and he's dead.
Okay. Yeah, but Eugene's in this season. Did he come back? I don't remember a lot of this. Okay. So there's Thornhill. There's this body.
Yeah, well, they find out he's in coma and not dead, Okay.
All right.
He's in the rest of the season. Which is weird because there's a Eugene in the Addams Family Values, too.
Wow. Okay. Is that the end of that episode?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say that's the end of the pictures. And then now it's on to the other ones, right? That was 4?
Mm-hmm. So episode 5 is you reap what you woe, like you reap what you sow. And I can just read them. You can find your own pictures.
Yeah, I have pictures, but I don't know. Like, I just have some from the episode. I don't know. I'll try to match it to what you're saying. But whoops, that's episode 8. We don't want that.
Yeah.
Start at the beginning.
Well, you can find any pictures of Gomez and Morticia. It's a very Gomez and Morticia centered episode. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is all about Gomez and Morticia as young people attending Nevermore. Gomez was accused of killing Garrett Gates. Eugene is healing but Wednesday blames Enid for it, so it drives a wedge in between the two of them. The parents drive Wednesday to therapy, but the sheriff notices Gomez in a car and gets a call about the coroner. The coroner is dead. Okay. In therapy, the parents say they miss Wednesday, but Wednesday asks for details about Garrett Gates because she's read about Garrett Gates in the book. Morticia ends the session because she's upset. Wednesday gives Eugene honey in the hospital while the sheriff goes to the coroner's office. He finds a letter about guilt in Garrett's case. The coroner faked a letter in this Garrett's case because in the past, Gomez, I'll explain the rest of it. Gomez and arrests Gomez, and Gomez for the murder of Garrett Gates a long time ago when they were in the school, because Garrett had a sword wound from Gomez in him.
Mm-hmm.
So Gomez explains that Garrett stalked Morticia and the police wouldn't help her. Garrett saw Gomez kiss Morticia at the Raven and tried to kill Gomez. Gomez picked up a sword and accidentally killed Garrett with him. He literally just fell on this guy's sword in the flashback. Wednesday feels like Gomez is lying, but she's silent. She goes to the sheriff to explain Garrett is a distraction from a larger crime, which is the crimes going on at the school and the crime that the monster's committing. She learns that everyone in Garrett's family is dead, so nobody in the family is, doing anything to Gomez or sending out the monster. Wednesday confronts Morticia, and she confesses to holding the sword when it accidentally killed Garrett, and Gomez was taking the blame for it. But Garrett was foaming at the mouth and might have been poisoned. Wednesday has a vision that Garrett's dad wanted Garrett to poison the Outcast punch bowl since Garrett was a normie, and in the fight the poison bottle broke and the poison entered his body. They find out the mayor had the coroner write a false report to arrest Gomez, so he drops the charges against Gomez. And Morticia gives Wednesday a yearbook and finds out that Williams is a shapeshifter. And as she's doing this, a noise reveals fire will rain, made in fire in the grass. Fire will rain.
Yes.
So episode 6 is called Quid Pro Quo, instead of Quid Pro Quo. Wednesday does a seance to connect Goody Adams. Enid arrives and a mysterious letter appears underneath their door that says, "Meet me inside Crackstone's crypt at midnight." But it's a ruse because it's for Wednesday's surprise birthday party. But Wednesday is searching at the crypt because they told her to go there, and she finds "Fire will rain when I rise" written in the crypt. She touches the words and gets a vision of Goody. And Goody Adams says to stop Crackstone, this is the place you must seek, and the place is the mansion. The mayor and Williams discuss the fire in the grass. Wednesday visits Eugene, still in a coma. The therapist, Dr. Kimbot, runs into her asking who Goody is, and Wednesday ends the talk. Wednesday then visits Xavier at his studio to inquire about the old mansion. He says its name is the Old Gates Mansion. Thing finds a painting of Wednesday Xavier made, which makes Xavier reveal his feelings for her. And basically him confessing his feelings shuts Wednesday down. And she doesn't say anything. Wednesday goes to the mansion and almost bumps into Weems, who is putting the school on lockdown because of all the deaths and stuff that occurred with the monster. Wednesday decides to call Taylor to have the birthday date he offered her. Wednesday takes him to the old gates to look for clues, manipulating Enid and Taylor. She does a lot of manipulation, so she kind of grows as a character because she finds out that she's being kind of a jerk. The car that struck the mayor and Laurel Gates' old bedroom. Okay.
Sorry, I thought that was the car. I guess it wasn't.
Yeah. When they go to the old Bates mansion, they find the car that struck the mayor and Laurel Gates. And Laura Gates' old bedroom and the music box are at the mansion. These are all things that she's read about in the book. Tyler shouts out a monster is coming. It chases them. They find the monster's trophies, human body parts. Xavier meets up with them. Wednesday gets the sheriff and takes him back to the Old Gates mansion, but when they go there, it's empty of the car and everything. And the sheriff forbids Tyler and Wednesday to see each other because, you know, a normie and outcast can't get along in these days.
Yeah.
Wednesday tells Weems she can save Nevermore. It's a prophecy. That Wednesday tells Weems she, as Wednesday, can save Nevermore, that she's heard a prophecy. Then she goes back to her room. Enid is packing up her stuff to move because they basically had a surprise party for her, and she just ruined it. And she was so unappreciative about the party. They were just like, you know, and she just wants to move out of the dorm. Wednesday looks at photos where she found a music box. Elsewhere, the mirror is killed in the hospital. So that's in episode 6.
Okay.
Episode 7 is If You Don't Woe Me By Now, which is a play on If You Don't Know Me By Now, that song.
Mm-hmm.
At the mayor's funeral, Fester watches Wednesday. This is where Fred Emerson is Fester in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday chases him, not knowing his identity. She finds out that it's Fester, and he says he's being hounded by police. And I said, like Gomez, because it seems all the Addams Family men are hounded by police.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her that the monster killing people is called a Hyde. He also mentions Nathaniel Faulkner's secret diary. He's Nevermore's founder. It could have more info, the diary could. Wednesday continues to have strife with Enid and Xavier. They find info that Hydes are artists by nature, but become monsters because of trauma or hypnosis. Hydes bond with the Liberators and sees them as their master. So now Wednesday needs to find 2 killers, the monster and its master. Mrs. Thornhill tells Wednesday Enid is moving. Xavier meets Wednesday's therapist in the wood. When she goes to Weems, the therapist is also there. Wednesday wants hypnotherapy. They make an appointment. Wednesday goes to the cafe, tells Tyler news, and they plan a date without his dad's permission. Wednesday asks Thing to guard the diary while they are gone. Tyler's dad confronts them. Thing is stabbed and the diary stolen. Fester heals Thing, and Fester leaves, probably because he's on the lam. Wednesday finds out that Nathaniel was a Hyde and was banned from Nevermore. Bianca and Lewis research that Laurel Gates drowned, but her body was not recovered. They believe she is alive and owns Old Gates Manor under a new name. And they find out and they think that she is Hyde's master, out for revenge. Wednesday confronts her, the therapist, and to confess that she is Laurel, but she doesn't. As the therapist leaves, she is attacked. Wednesday takes the sheriff to Xavier's, and he is arrested. Enid and Wednesday make up. Wednesday goes to see Tyler, but when she kisses him, she gets a vision of Tyler killing the therapist, Dr. Kimbot. Tyler is the Hyde, not Xavier. Da da da. And this is the last one. A murder of woes, like a murder of crows. Wednesday gets Tyler to the woods where Bianca uses her siren powers to sedate him. They chain him up. Wednesday wants to torture him, but Bianca doesn't, and they go to the sheriff. Sheriff brings Tyler to the police station. Tyler remembers the killings and enjoyed it. You have no idea what's coming, he says. But because of the torture, Wednesday is expelled because she just can't torture people in school.
All right.
She visits Xavier for help, but is denied. Eugene finally wakes up from his coma and tells Wednesday about a person with red boots. Mrs. Thornhill, she set the cave on fire, and she left a message. Thornhill reveals her Crackstone legacy. Weems is killed by Thornhill. Wednesday wakes up chained. Miss Thornhill is planning to bring Joseph back. Frankenstein style with the body parts that she got from the hide. She needs Wednesday's blood to unlock a coffin. Goody appears and shows Wednesday how to defeat her. Enid turns into a wolf and fights Tyler, which I really love, but I have no pictures of. The first time she wolfs out.
Yeah.
Nevermore's on fire. See, this is just like a soap opera. Bianca helps Wednesday stab Joseph in his black heart. Along with Xavier, Thornhill, I'm sorry. Let's run on sentence. Bianca helps Wednesday stab Joseph in his black heart, along with Xavier. They're all like they're fighting her. Thornhill, Laura Gates aims a gun at Wednesday. She isn't done, but Eugene, because he's out of a coma and he has insect controlling powers, attacks her with bees, and Wednesday takes her down. At Nevermore, the rest of the semester is canceled, obviously. Wednesday just goes home with her parents, but Xavier gives Wednesday a phone number with his number inside. And on that phone, she gets a random text saying, "I'm watching you," with photos of Wednesday with Xavier and another one with Taylor, and then a gif of a knife in her head. And during this, Tyler turns into a hide as he goes to jail. The end.
Okay. That's where she had him captured. All right. Okay. So
But there's a lot that goes on.
there is. There's quite a bit.
I mean, I wasn't even touching on the romances and other things that were going on as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's quite a bit now. I'm going to post so people know we're starting season 2 if they were waiting. Oops. All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, we could probably put a timestamp in it when it's done too.
Yeah, definitely. I just figured because some people might have not cared about the recap. Some people stayed for only the recap, so we'll see. Okay. All righty. Go ahead. Whoop, I got the wrong window open,
Well,
so I lost
I thought
my
about putting a timestamp on our Nautilus stuff when we talk about Washington Black, so if people want to go to that, they can.
Yeah.
As well.
It takes a while to write that out because I have the program I was going to do it, but it's not easy. Okay. So moving on to season 2. So is there going to be as much going on in this season as last season? I guess is the question, right?
I feel like it's action-packed so far.
Yeah. So it starts out with a flashback with Wednesday tied up in the serial killer's basement. And then she's with all those dolls. And then it tells us this happened 6 weeks earlier. And we find out what happened, that she spent her vacation mastering her psychic ability using Goody's Book of Spells, who you talked about in season 1, that witch. Well, she's not a witch, but now that she got her psychic ability better and understands how to use it, she moves it onto her obsession, which is with the Kansas City scalper. And she gets objects. There's her murder board. Yeah, I got it. So she gets some evidence from the case in order to solve it, because she's going to use her psychic ability to solve it. And the 11th victim dropped a bowling ball. That's where she got it from.
That's a really cool looking bowling ball.
It is. But then she says she had one obstacle she had to overcome. And then we get a flashback to the airport, which is a really funny scene because she brought like a gazillion weapons to the airport and takes them all out. And because, it's supposed to be funny, they see thing in her luggage. And she's like, oh, what did she say? I forget what she says, that she's, why she has thing. She's taxidermy or something. I can't remember what she's at an embalmer's convention, and it's a prosthetic and she's holding it. And the thing that he cares about is that she has a tube
the sunscreen.
The sunscreen that's bigger than it's supposed to be.
None of the weapons, but the sunscreen.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, that is a dumb rule.
It's more than 2 ounces. How
Yeah,
dare
it's
you?
Yeah.
And then
All right.
Thing put that in there because Thing put it in there, and she's like, really?
Yeah, that is kind of dumb. All right. So she moves on and she goes to find the scalper. And in Kansas City, so she flies to Kansas City, and then she goes and she finds him at his he has his dog grooming business, Haley Joel Osment, basically. And she confronts him, but then she has a vision while he's there. So she ends up passing out, and he kidnaps her. And well, he brings her to her house. I guess technically she was already at his house. And he ties her up, and he talks about his dolls that he makes, like his victims, and he shows her he made one of her. I don't know why she got a little doll. Everybody else got big dolls.
Yeah,
But
it's unfair.
so anyway, I know, but there's a little Wednesday doll he shows her. And then she's like, in order to scare him, she acts like she's making this doll come to life, but it's really Thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Out,
I like the part.
yeah, who comes out and chokes him and attacks him. And so she's happy, and she decides that she's going to scalp him. And I took a picture of that because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's my only problem with it is that when she cries blood tears, there's only one time when she wipes it off. They're still kind of there because they're digitized, so she just wipes her face and they magically come off.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. They do that. But she scalped the scalper, although it looks like all she did was his head, but that's, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So she stopped the serial killer is the point. And
she's got like a side gig.
Yeah. So now she's getting ready for school. Morticia says she wished she had gotten to spend more time with the kids. So they head out to the school. This time Pugsley is there with them. And
yeah, he's grown. He's grown from like the last season.
Yeah. And there's also things she asked her about her novel. That was what the part of it was. But anyway, so Wednesday tells him that she wants him to use his powers to shoot the stop sign. And if he doesn't, she's going to eject him. And then they tell this whole thing about when he, I think it was when he was learning how to, she told me he used to work on AIM. And he talks about whenever he used a grenade launcher and hurt Lurch, and we get like this little flashback. It's not super important, but it's funny. And then, she tells him if he doesn't shoot it, she's going to eject him. So he shoots lightning through into the stop sign. And then like all these cars start wrecking. And people maybe get hurt. They don't seem to care. They just think it's funny. It's like, there it is. So then we get this guy who is a private investigator that is taking pictures of this couple that's kissing. And he all of a sudden notices this blind crow. Who's creepy.
See, I know that's all meat now. I mean, I thought it had a red eye when I first looked at it, like your logo does. But I guess it's all this meat.
Yeah, I think it's blind, isn't it?
It looks like it's clouded over.
Yeah.
When I first looked at it, it looked like your logo.
Yeah, that was cool. But no, I did not get it from there.
Yeah. Well, no, I know you didn't get it from there. I'm just saying it like.
No, I know.
You had the logo and then with the red-eyed bird. Well, you have more of a red-eyed bird than the Sandman one that we do.
Well, here I made it purple to match the background. That's why it's not red, but normally it has a red eye.
Yeah.
All right. So all these crows show up.
I didn't think you went into the future and took somebody's thing.
No, I know you were joking when you said that. But they do say they're crows, not ravens in this. But anyway, he calls. I don't know if it tells who he calls at this point. But he calls that sheriff guy that I don't remember his name, Tyler's father, and he gets into the car. Dad. Yeah, but he gets in the car, and the crows are actually in the car. So they all kill him. They attack him and end up pecking him to death. And then we switch to them going back to the school because they're on their way to Nevermore. And they arrive at Nevermore.
I didn't know they were from New Jersey.
Yeah. So they get to Nevermore, and her mother basically is like, you got to take care of your brother. And she says, "Oh, I always take care of him." And then she remembers putting him in a casket, which he didn't like. And she's like, "You got to follow these rules." Then is what that picture is about. But says it. And Thing reports to me is the other thing that she says.
It's funny that he's taller than she is now.
Yeah, no, he grew up. And then I thought I took a picture. There's I noticed that they have a Telltale Cafe, like Telltale Heart. But she has all these groupies hanging around her that want her autograph and stuff, because she had saved the school in the last season. And there's like a joke where she's like, I sign it in blood. And she's like, I know, I expected that. And then she's like, it's not my blood. So she's trying to scare him away, but it's not working. Bianca there comments that she doesn't like the popularity. And she says that the harder she tries to repel it, that it'll keep coming back. So she's saying she got to get used to it, basically.
Yeah, she used her siren powers to get them to go away from her too, which was nice.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, here's Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi. So then we have the principal, Barry Dort, who offers her a sticker, and she's like, "Not unless it says do not resuscitate." But he wants her to be the honorary person at the bonfire, student of honor. And he talks about Weems fucking it up, and they talk about her being dead. And she says it's much more fun to demonize the living. So there's a good picture of the school. And then they go back to the dorm, and she's looking at those pictures saying that they need to set bear traps because she doesn't like her following her. And Enid's like, we need to make hours for signing. So she's clearly not getting it. But Enid had a bunch of people over that she invited.
Her wolf pack.
Yeah, her wolf pack. But she kicks them out and talks to Wednesday. And they talk about, she got her, when she was on vacation, she got her that's a play on Beowulf. And Wednesday.
There's nothing like a good Beowulf joke in a series.
Yeah. And then Wednesday gives her this doll, which she got her. And this doll is freaking one of the dolls that guy made of his victims, a scalper. And it's made of, has human hair, and that's so weird.
It looks like her, too. That's the thing. It almost looks exactly like her.
Yeah, creepy.
Well, the hair's incredibly soft.
Yeah, well, it's real hair.
It's really
and then they talk about her novel that she's sent to the publisher that has all these, I guess, mistakes, but she says that she won't change it for anybody. But she did send it to the publisher, and she doesn't have another copy of it. And then Ajax, who is Enid's boyfriend, comes to talk to her, and she hides. And she tells Wednesday that he's in love with the old her. And she doesn't really want to talk to him, but she doesn't know what to say. And then all of a sudden, this arrow comes into the room. And there's this picture stuck to it that says, "Welcome back, Wednesday. I'm still watching." So she has a stalker. She tries using her ability, but she can't tell who's been watching her. She's not able to find out. I mean, she uses her ability, but she's not able to figure out who it is yet. So then we go back to Pugsley, who's moving into his dorm with Eugene there. And Eugene is from the first season, and he agreed to be Pugsley's roommate since he was friends with Wednesday, but he clearly really didn't want to. And they have a conversation about the hide. And this kid's just kind of trying to get away from him. He doesn't like Pugsley with good reason. And then this is where Pugsley's father says that, I lost where I was. But he says that friends make brothers for life, and you will kill for each other and provide alibis. Then Eugene talks about how he can control bugs, but Pugsley just wants to eat them. And he's like, no, these are pets. You can't eat them. And yeah, Pugsley tries to get him to do stuff with them, and he's like, "I'm only your roommate because your sister. I did it for your sister." So Pugsley feels bad because nobody likes him at this point. And I took a picture of that because you can see the thing on the walls. That gives. I'm assuming that that's Poe, but I don't know. Sweet
where is
airs on the wall. Sweet airs that give the light. I hurt not or and hurt not. I can't tell if it's an and or not. It's weird. But anyway.
Probably Poe.
Yeah. So then we go back outside. Sorry, get tired. Where the principal is trying to talk her mother into being on the fundraising committee. And they also mentioned that Xavier is at Reichenbach Academy in Switzerland. I guess they did that. He's not in the show. Was there a reason? I forget. I feel like there was a reason he was cut out of the show.
He's problematic, as they say.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so they just wrote him out.
Yep. It's unfortunate because he was like the one that was lined up to be Wednesday's love interest, but you know.
Yeah, well, he was canceled, and that's how it goes. Okay, so
well, I don't even think he did that much, but I think they were just watching their back.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But the principal here, he tells them to go to this cottage to think about joining the committee. And he says that, Wednesday will like her being close and all this shit that she clearly doesn't. So they go to the cottage, this really pink cottage. It looks like it was decorated by Umbridge. And he gives her the key and he says she can come back. And they're like, this thing is crazy. And she asks who decorated it. And Wednesday says the homicidal maniac. And then Morticia says, now they don't all have such bad taste. But they talk about the gala, and she says she won't do it if Wednesday isn't comfortable with her being there. And she also says that with Goody gone, she knows she has no spirit guide, and she could temporarily help her with her, I guess, with her psychic abilities, she thinks, is what I got out of that. And then she makes Wednesday says something like that she's a raven and her mother's a dove, so it won't work. I don't remember what that was about.
Yeah, there's so much of that in the first season.
I figured
because they have different like different birds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's a dove because she's more like a romantic and more of a like caregiver, and Wednesday's more of a warrior. I was gonna say warrior spirit and the raven, but
either way, she says that she has experience with ravens, and it's because she's talking about her sister, her Wednesday's Aunt Ophelia, who she really won't say much about to Wednesday. But Wednesday doesn't want her help, and she just says to focus on Pugsley. Being tall and male only gets you so far, because she says that he's stupid, basically. And Morticia knows that Wednesday's hiding things from her, and she does not like that. So yeah, then Wednesday leaves, and she's talking to Thing and saying she doesn't need either of their help to stay out of her business. And then she runs into them taking the guy's body away, that private investigator. And she hears the new sheriff, I don't know why. The other guy isn't a sheriff, because he's a drunk now? I can't remember.
Well, Taylor's dead. Tyler's dead. Yeah, I thought this guy was a private investigator, not a sheriff.
He is, but he was a sheriff in the last one, because he had a picture of a sheriff hat.
Okay.
I thought. Anyway, he's not a sheriff now. And but anyway, she talks about the investigative guy that was taking pictures. Said he was attacked by kamikaze crows. And she talks to Wednesday for a minute. She doesn't like that Wednesday is there trying to find out stuff because she thinks she's in the way. but Wednesday sees somebody fishy hanging around, and she chases after them, and it is Galpin. This is the guy who was the sheriff before, and he says that the investigator Carl Bradbury was a friend of his, and they were working a case together, and that's why he got killed. And they stumbled on something that could affect all outcasts. And she's like, why do you care about outcasts now? And he's like, well, I know what my son did, but he's still an outcast. And then she started, he's saying that Thornhill turned him into a monster, but Wednesday says, no, he was always a monster. She just unlocked that. But he wants her help on this case. And he makes a comment that she wasn't just at the crime scene by accident. She was drawn to it. And she says, shame on your psychological insight. It couldn't help save. Shame that your psychological insight couldn't help save your son. But anyway, he wants her help on the case, and he tells her to remember the birds are always watching. And then we get that
Girly bird
looking bird again. Yeah.
gnarly looking bird.
Gnarly looking bird. And then back at school, we get Ajax, who is telling the ghost story of the skull tree to the kids in Caliban Hall. And he tells them all, he's trying to scare them, I guess. And he tells them the story that we get to see this animated
Yeah,
thing.
I like this sequence a lot.
Yeah.
Tim Burton action.
Mm-hmm. He talks about the brilliant boy with a fragile heart. He drew machines from his bed that he planned to build. And the doctor only gave him months to live, so he drew a heart, a clockwork heart he designed. And somehow got them to implant it in him and had surgery, and it was a success. But it changed him, and that's the tree he's buried under. But it changed him, and he became cold. He was one of the greatest minds ever at Nevermore, but he became dangerous, and his genius cost him his life. And his body is buried at the foot of the skull tree in an unmarked grave. And then Ajax says this whole thing like that if you put your ear to the eye hole, you can hear his clockwork heart. So yeah, ghost story. And Pugsley is intrigued. That's the important part of that. So then we go back to Principal Dort, who is asking Bianca in, and he starts telling her how great she is and how she has charisma and all this. And he knows she wants to help Outcast and change things, but he wants her to be the student liaison of the fundraising gala because she's a siren. And he knows that she can force people to do things. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. And he blackmails her because she's a scholarship student. And he's like, well, if we lose the money, then there won't be scholarships for you to go here. So, yeah, he wants her to use her powers for him and to liaison with Morticia. And she's like, I'll think about it. She's not happy.
Oh, is this where she tried to use her powers against him, but he had some special amulet or something that...
No, that's episode 2. That's episode 2.
Oh, that's episode 2.
Yeah.
That's the problem of watching 2 episodes.
Yeah, I know it is. So Enid has a conversation with Thing, who is kind of sad. And she's like, you need a place of your own. So she gives him this, I don't know, sort of dollhouse thing. I don't know what you want to call it.
That's pretty cool.
But she's like, welcome to the pack. So yeah, she gave him like a sort of a dollhouse she made. And then Wednesday comes in and out while this is going on. It's like, nope, and turns back around and goes back out. So that was funny. And then we get her playing the cello. And while she's doing this, we see it overlapped with Morticia reading Ophelia's diary, which has a lot of pictures of
it's a great diary.
Black tears. So yeah, this is her sister's journal that she's reading, and she's like, oh no, she knows it's happening to Wednesday. And then we have Pugsley, who decides to go out to the skull tree to try to find the body of the Clockwork Heart guy. And I didn't know what that was about. That thing found that ring. I don't know if there was a point to that.
What's on it? Oh, it's like a night chess piece.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. So then I lost where I was. That shouldn't have been next. I don't know. They must have showed him for a second. And then they showed the principal here looking at that, putting away that painting of Williams. I guess he's taking the paintings down.
Well, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead now, so it doesn't matter. And then Wednesday's stalker is cutting up her pictures, clearly. And has a stalker board. Yeah, cut her eyes off the stalker board. So this is all kind of going on simultaneously. So then Wednesday's playing the cello, and in comes Miss Capri, Billy Piper, who sounds really weird with that accent.
Yeah, I'm happy because she was on in Penny Dreadful and other things.
Yeah, Doctor Who. That's what I care about.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen pictures of her. I don't really watch Doctor Who, but I have seen pictures of her in Doctor Who. Yes.
Yeah, she's kind of a big character in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And
companion, right?
And may or may not be the new Doctor, which is a long story.
Ooh, controversy.
It would take me a long time to explain to you, so it's not.
That'd be cool if she was.
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't make tons of sense that she could be, but it's a whole thing. But yes, she was a companion, and now she might be the Doctor. He regenerated into her. So anyway, she is the head of music, Isadora Capri. And Wednesday says that she completed an album at 10. Anyway, they talk a little bit about music. And the lady says that she was inspired by Wednesday saving the school and she wanted to give back to the community. And that's why she's there. And then she starts talking about how Wednesday needs to quit trying to control the music. And she needs to succumb to the beautiful chaos. And Wednesday says that she causes chaos. She doesn't succumb to it. So yeah, she's just telling her she's playing stiff and she has to let the music take her. And Wednesday does not want to hear that. So then we switch to this scene, which is totally reminiscent of, and I think on purpose, of Harry Potter when they're going up on the broom.
So are these kids the Da Vinci's? Because I heard them. Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know.
About the other groups like Fangs and Furs and stuff. These are the Da Vinci's.
Yes, I believe so. They are people who have psychokinetic abilities, and they are putting together a raven pyre.
You notice they don't kill the kids off like in the Institute on this show?
Yes, I noticed. So this is them getting ready for the founders party, and the principal is trying to get her again to be on their committee. He's sucking up to her. He says that Weems was about fitting into the normie world, that their family, he says especially her family doesn't bend to normie culture. And he doesn't think that, outcasts should be trying to be normal. But he's trying to talk her into, there's the pirate again. He's trying to talk her into doing it. And then he says that he will give her a student liaison. And this is where Bianca comes up and she's like, agrees to do it because obviously he's blackmailed her. So, they're at she basically says she'll think about it. And he tells her, we'll come to the bonfire. So then meanwhile, Enid finds a note that was to Wednesday from Xavier. I find it funny, though, that they cut somebody out of the show and yet they're kind of still in the show without being there. Because usually when they cut somebody out of the show like that, you never hear from them again. But they're like, he sent this letter.
He was her love interest, so they probably want to keep him around on that level. The art thing kind of works because he was an artist. Well, they kind of did that in Expanse too. They just basically kind of killed off that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Expanse. He just ended up dead in a scene, but you didn't really see it, but that he was just there.
I see.
So they could have done that with Xavier too, but I think it just gave him a little bit of grace.
Yeah, well, it's a kid too. They don't want to kill him.
Yeah.
But
They can always
anyway,
expel characters too. That's the easiest thing to do.
yeah, that's true. That is
Or
true.
have their
That's
parents take them out of school.
We can just make them leave. So anyway, Xavier sent a note to Wednesday saying that he's been texting her, but she must have lost the phone he gave her, which she purposely dropped in water to get rid of.
Yeah,
And
because she didn't like being stalked by it.
yeah, she doesn't want to talk to him. But he sent her this painting of this crow, which obviously we've seen that crow. And he says it's a goodbye gift. So I guess that means he knows she doesn't want to talk to him. But this idea flashed in his head, and he knows somehow it's connected to her. So that's why he painted it for her. Meanwhile, she also got a paper telling her, like, blackmailing her. There's also the picture with her eyes cut out. And basically asking about her book, and she finds out her novel is missing. So her stalker took her manuscript, and oh no, she does not have any copies because she is dumb and doesn't have copies.
Because I'm just like, because she doesn't.
Because she doesn't. Higher, higher, higher. I am a demon of the fire, and each blazing roof's my pyre. So she knows they're going to burn her manuscript, and she has to go to the damn pyre. So there they are at the pyre. And let's see. She's going to go meet them there. And then we have Pugsley here, who is going to head to the tree. And then somebody slips her a paper with razor blades on it. So rude.
Yeah, that was like really crazy.
I know. I was really surprised they put that in there. But the person is like fixing mistakes on her manuscript, but they're going to burn it. So she's got to go look for it. And she heads all the way under the pyre. And then meanwhile, AJ shows up and tries to talk to Enid because she's been avoiding him, and he knows she's been avoiding him. But yeah, he tries to talk to her, and she basically avoids him more. And it's clear that she likes this other boy. Wait, I have his name here somewhere. Bruno. And they kind of like, look at each other and see, check each other out because they don't like each other now. But Enid goes off after Wednesday to get her out of the pyre. And then meanwhile, Miss Capri here is, I don't know if she's hosting or what, but she leads them all in singing the alma mater song. And
which I thought would be a lot gloomier than what it was.
Yeah, I know. I like the other part. The ravens feast on all our woes in the home of Edgar Allan Poe. That was kind of cool. So that's what I did. And then they play Dancing in the Dark, and they're going to light the pyre right there. They're still singing.
Because the kids love that.
Yeah, I know. And then Dork comes out. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen, yeah. Dork comes out, and he has this whole speech strong, and that he's going to abolish all the secret societies, including the Nightshades, which people aren't happy about. But yeah, it's a new era. New era. So Wednesday is under the pyre, and he says you can't start a fire without a spark. And of course, we know that she's under there when he lights it. She's still trying to get her manuscript. And the pyre catches on fire as it's supposed to do, and it magics the raven, flies away. That was pretty cool, gotta admit. And Enid's freaking out because she's like, she's in the pyre, she's stuck under there. But she comes out, she's fine. And he invites her up on stage because he wants to reveal this painting that he commissioned. Because they had saved the school, he's honoring them, and he thanks her and everything. And she's like, what the fuck did you do? And she clearly got this look like, what did you do? She doesn't like it. And she starts giving them this speech about,
their fight and, fighting, I can't think of the right word, but like coming together to fight. And then she is basically like, if you believe that, you're an idiot. She tells them off and says they're stupid for believing this and for believing what she said. And she said that the only place I'll lead you is off a cliff. So don't put me on a pedestal because I will burn it down. And then she lights the painting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then she lights the painting on fire. And as she does this, Enid starts to get upset because Enid likes the popularity.
The painting was nice.
Huh?
The painting was nice. It had Wednesday smiling. That's probably why she hated it. But
I see. There's good pictures.
I like the painting.
It looks like a comic book cover. I like it. What's the 1791 though? Is that when the school was founded or something?
Probably. I would say so.
Yeah, it's a cool picture though. But yeah, Enid is not too happy with her. And then, and then we switch to Pugsley, who has gone to the tree, and he sticks his head near the hole to see if he can hear the ticking. And he does, but then suddenly a bunch of bats fly out and scare the shit out of him. And he falls and he shocks the ground with his power. And when he does that, this zombie, which is that guy that the story was about, this clockwork heart, because he like shocked his heart back to life. He made it start again. And since it's a machine, it starts. And this zombie's missing a brain. But yeah, so he's happy. He's like, I thought I had a picture of him. He's happy that
I have a friend or a pet.
Yeah, that he brought him out and he's alive. So he likes that happened. And yeah, we'll see what he does with them. And then Enid is still upset and like calling after Wednesday. But Wednesday starts having a vision. And yeah, she starts bleeding from her eyes again. And she has this
Isn't
vision.
She inking from her eyes?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it supposed to be black or is it supposed to be blood? I thought it was supposed to be blood.
It's supposed to be like black. It looks black, like inky black coming out of her eyeballs.
Okay, that's interesting. I kind of assumed it was blood, and I didn't really think about it. But yeah, it doesn't look like blood. It looks black. But anyway, she has a vision that Enid is going to die, and that she blames her, and it's all her fault. She starts screaming at her in the vision. And yeah, she's like having a seizure as she's having a vision. Her mother comes over, tries to help. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry, I went through it fast. I think I went through that faster than we did the recap. Oh well. So yeah, I think that was a good first episode, a good introduction to season 2. I don't think you needed to see season 1 because I didn't remember 80% of it. So you clearly don't really need to. So yeah, I don't know. What did you think?
Oh yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, I hope my little werewolf doesn't get attacked or have any ill will happen against her, because I keep hearing these rumors that she's going to die this season, and I don't want her to die.
Well, Wednesday had that vision. She died, so let's hope she doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I like Enid. I don't want her to die either.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the visuals of the show are really cool. I mean, it's Tim Burton. It's going to be cool, right?
You'd hope so. I mean, especially that one sequence of the Clockwork Heart. It's really well done. I hope there's more sequences like that in future episodes. Yeah,
it did look very Tim Burton-esque. My other comment is I really like Enid's unicorn hair. It looks cool. I wish I had money to get unicorn hair, but if you have long hair, it's a lot of money and a lot of time. So I will stick with my hair.
When she becomes a werewolf, she still has that kind of hair too.
Yeah, I know. That's
how you know it's the pink and the light blue.
Yeah, I saw that in the other picture. That was pretty cool.
I hope she wolfs out more, because she only wolfed out one time. I hope they have enough money in the budget to wolf her out more. Yeah, that probably does cost a lot, but I think they probably put, I would assume, a good bit of money into this show. Let's hope. So yeah, they probably will be able to. But I don't know. There is, you're right when you said season 1 had a lot going on. So far, this I feel like isn't maybe quite as involved. Well, I don't know.
Um,
I feel like it still went at a kind of frantic pace. There was a whole lot going on.
there's a lot, but I feel like season one had, I don't know, felt more
I mean, I
frantic.
feel
But
like it goes from thing
only
to thing to
episode
thing to
one.
thing to thing like that, and then like if I watch a show like Severance, it's going at a snail's pace in comparison.
That's fair.
It's so slow, and people talking to each other when this is just like this and this and this and this happened, and this happened.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot happens, but I don't know whether it's as fast as season one, but it is going fast, and a lot's going down. But it is only the first episode, so it might, get faster. We'll have to see. But yeah, I like it. I think it was a good start to the season. I don't know how I feel about the fact they split it in half when there's only 8 episodes. I think that's stupid, but it does make it easier that they only dropped 4 at once.
Yeah.
So I don't dislike it in that sense, but
well, it gives us a month to do the episodes one at a time instead of having to do a summary of all 4.
Yeah, I like that part.
It gives a little spacing.
Yeah. As it is next week, we still got to do the last Sandman at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's probably going to be Tuesday because I don't think I can do it Sunday. So we're going to have to.
We can do it Tuesday.
Wait till Tuesday. Yeah.
Then we could have Wednesday watch parties on Thursday.
Yeah. We will have a watch party 9:30 like we do for librarians, but we'll do it for Wednesday starting next week. So make sure you all come on Wednesday, and then the live stream next week will be on Thursday at 11 instead of 1. So it'll be a bit earlier, which will be good. But yeah, it is a good show. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fun. It's escapism.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be. This is dark and whimsical as opposed to just dark and dismal like a lot of other shows are. Like I would say, The Institute.
Yeah, it is more whimsical. I'll give you that, and it's Tim Burton. I like Tim Burton, and that's why I said I really like the look of it, and I like how even just the color motif, a lot of it's like purples, and I mean Morticia's always in red, but
well, she's in black and red. She had that really cool dress in the last season that was like black velvet with red inserts that looked really cool.
Yeah. Well, they want her to stand out compared to everybody else, I'm guessing. But everything's kind of, even just scrolling through the pictures, you can see there's a lot of purple, and granted a lot of it's the costumes, but
well, Nevermore itself, that's the Academy's colors.
Yeah. And I think it's a neat show. There's a lot of different kinds of powers and creatures, and it's got a lot going on, a lot of different
There's a lot of places it could go.
Right. And it's got something, I feel like, for everybody. It can go in a lot of different ways. Yeah. I like the show. And I'm kind of excited to see the rest. It's not a super long season, but I guess 8 is better than it just being 4, right? I'll look at it that way.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. It could be less, and that would be worse. So,
well, I'd rather see 8 really well done episodes than sometimes when seasons have longer. Like when the old style was 22, but then they would have these kind of filler episodes, or things weren't happening as much, or just weird episodes that didn't really fit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you got to chop off all the fat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would prefer more episodes, even if they're filler, but they do need to make good episodes.
Well, it's also probably budgetary restraint as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's too much, and then they can't. But the 8's a little low, but like I said, it could be way worse. So I'll take the 8. But at least we don't have long to wait either. That's a good thing. It won't be too bad. All right. Well, I know our chat's been kind of slow tonight with this. Hopefully when we have an earlier show, maybe we'll pick up more people next week.
I see Tyler's here again, and I see Lisu is here again.
Oh. spammers from
They always
Twitch.
show up. They always want
Yeah.
to know about Wednesday or the other shows we're covering.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't connect it to Twitch, but I've had a couple real people, so I go ahead and
Mhm.
connect it usually. But yeah. But
Yeah, I think
everybody,
if you put put a timestamp on this between the first recap and the second season start, I think people will watch it, and maybe we will get people at the watch party next week once it gets into a more normal schedule.
yeah, I
And
agree.
people know it's here.
Yeah. It is late. That's the thing, is like we're really late tonight doing it. And some people maybe didn't want to wait the whole time. So hopefully we will pick them up next week. But yeah, especially because it's a really good show, I think. So I think there should be more people watching it, hopefully. All right. Well, everybody.
The first season was the most watched English language based film series on Netflix. So I don't know that it will continue into season 2, but I'm assuming a lot of people will watch it just because of how popular season 1 was.
Yeah, I mean, it should at least do good, I would think. Maybe not as good, but it should still do good, I would think. So, all right. Well, everybody, please join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for our live interview with Jason Diaz from the Institute for our special guest. And
everybody's favorite character in the Institute.
Yeah, plays Tony. Yeah, come in. I mean, look, that means he's doing a good job at the part, right?
No.
Everybody hates him, but you're supposed to hate him, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
But yeah, everybody you can put your questions in the chat. We'll ask them live. Like I said, we have some other Institute interviews coming up, so make sure you stay tuned with that. You can send me questions for Simone. And as I said, the actor who plays Stackhouse will also be joining us soon. I don't know whether it's going to be live or not, but
that's cool.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And then I will have Finn's interview up as well pretty soon. I've gotten a bit behind, but I'm going to get that stuff up this week. And then what day does Resident Alien start tomorrow? The finale, is it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's Friday. Or today. Tonight.
Today. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's tonight. So today another journalist did an interview for me with the showrunner, Chris Sheridan.
Cool.
That'll be up tonight after the episode airs, probably. I'm probably going to hold it till after. There's not really spoilers, but it was meant to be a postmortem.
Posted that.
But I couldn't do it, so she did it. But yeah, that'll be out tonight. So I got video I gotta edit, that's for sure. All right, well, I guess that is it. We hope to see you guys at the next one. Like I said, tomorrow 9:30 Eastern is the watch party for Revival, and then at 11 we have Lori and I will be talking about the past 2 episodes. So it'll be a long one, but it'll be fun. And hopefully Luke will show back up in the chat again, because he came in on Tuesday.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Always appreciate that. Oh, I'm also going to be I got a junket next week too with him and Aaron for Revival, I think. So there'll be another interview for that. That one though will probably be finale postmortem, so it won't be up until after the finale airs. But I think everybody's really going to like it. I enjoyed the last few episodes, so can't wait to be able to talk about them. So that's all fun. All right, everybody. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow. And I guess also, Scarlet, I'll see you on, well, hopefully Saturday night, maybe for part of the watch party for Institute. But if not, Sunday on our Institute breakdown.
I'll probably drop into the live interview to support.
Cool. I would appreciate that. But yeah, and otherwise, I will see everybody else then.
Farewell, everyone. Farewell.
You know.